Hello everyone, and welcome to my Let's Play Indie Games channel. Today I would like to share with you what I think is a revolutionary app that is going to change DCS WORLD forever. Well, I'm over-exaggerating maybe a little bit, but it is going to be really helpful for a lot of people. Let me show you what I mean. So, who doesn't know this situation? You install Windows new or you install DCS WORLD new for whatever reason, and maybe you didn't do backup copies of your settings that you tediously configured the last time you installed DCS WORLD. What is the first thing that you have to do basically when you install DCS WORLD? Set up your modules. This can be really annoying considering that some people have a lot of modules. Okay, so basically if you have 10 modules, you're going to have to tediously set them one by one, configure them one by one to your liking. Today I want to present to you a program that is it's going to help users to shorten the time between installation of DCS WORLD and playing the game. The time where you have to configure your things in your joysticks is going to take a little bit less. So let's go ahead and let me show you what I mean. Below in the description of this video that you are watching right now, I will provide you with a link to this webpage. And in this webpage, you can download this program called Joystick Profiler. Right? Done by a GitHub user called Holdy601. Another thing that you will need for this is the template, as we call it. Go right ahead and click on the Joystick Profiler here, and it will bring you to the main page of this file, basically, which also is very highly recommended, and actually it is required for you to read the README. Okay? This is a program on a warning, use at your own risk basis, if you know what I mean. All right? Nobody will take any blame for whatever happens, all right? So keep that in mind. This is, use at your own risk type of deal. I, for one, have tested this program on my computer and it hasn't broken anything. Here I am recording the video. DCS WORLD works absolutely fine. So it's just, it's just business. It has to be said, okay? So with that said, and that out of the way, let's go back up here and go to templates, and you will find a file. You will find a file called Template Johnny. All right, go ahead and download that. And why don't you just add it to the same folder where you extracted the main folder? Okay. So if everything went well on your side, your extracted content should look like this. Okay, there's 3 folders in here and a few files, along with the extra file called templatejohnny.rl. All right, so let's go right ahead and open Joystick Profiler. A warning comes up. Run anyway. You're seeing me do it. It's going to work. There's no virus. I trust Holdy. He can be trusted. Trust me. So right off the bat, the first thing that comes up is please make a backup of your existing binds. Okay. This can, by the way, be found in your local thing. Then you go to users, your username, saved games, and then DCS open beta. And I have here, for me, I have already backed up my thingies where I have my A10C set up the way I like it. There's the thingies. Okay, so yeah, make sure you make a copy of whatever you have configured. Okay, for most of you will watch this video, you will have DCS WORLD installed. It will be a good idea for you to save this. Okay, so just make a backup copy if you plan on tampering with the Joystick Profiler. So let's go right back and let's go back to the thing and let's say yes. Let's say, okay, we have done so. We have done the copy. We're good to go. And immediately the wonderful and beautiful UI opens, okay? And the first 2 steps we need to do is select the both drop-down menus that you can see on your screen, which was one up here and the other one is here. And there will be no more options than these. So this one will basically say DCS Open Beta if you're using the Open Beta, and it will say only DCS if you're using the standard version, right? Pretty straightforward. All right. So here we see a few buttons that have ungraded themselves after we did the first 2 steps. So let's go ahead and click on Load Relations. And let's go to wherever you extracted or downloaded the Template Johnny folder. All right, file, sorry. So double click that and magic happens. So let me try to explain what this program does. Finally. So say you have 15 modules installed on your computer. By setting it up via this program, I'm going to set up the pitch, roll, and rudder, and some other for the purpose of this video. All right, I'm not going to do everything because, because of time reasons. Okay, but let's go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. I'm going to press the none button for the pitch thing, and I'm going to push my joystick to the front a bit, and it will say joystick Y. And we do the same thing with the other thing, but instead I press it to the right and joystick X. And one more time for the joystick twisty thingy, that is the RZ axis, I guess. I don't have any pedals, so that's why that is the thing. All right, so let's go down and, for example, here, gear toggle, boop, and press one button that I want it to be, in the game. So now all your 15 modules will have pitch, roll, and rudder and the gear configured. You won't have to do it with each one. All of them are now saved. Well, once we export it, but let me explain this later, okay? So yeah, basically once you have bound everything here that you want bound, it will take all the commands of all the aircraft that share this command, for example, gear out or gear in or flaps extend. They will, all the commands that are shared will be inserted in your configuration thing in DCS World. Okay, I think that's a way of explaining it, right? I think you people get the gist. So technically, if you were to fly the A10C, you can go into the game and configure everything that is exclusive to the A10C. You know what I mean? Like TMS up, TMS down, TMS left, CMS and DMS, all those things that are basically exclusive to the A10. You can do it in the game and set it up there. And then everything that is shared with other aircraft, like lights on, flaps up, air brakes on, gear down, gear toggle, stuff like that, pitch up and down, roll, rudder, you can do it here. Okay, and with one sweep, you will configure all of your aircraft, all of your installed aircraft in your DCS thingy. So let me explain a little bit how this program works. All right, I'm going to show you an example. For example, we have here throttle left and throttle right. Well, some aircraft do not have left and right, and some of you don't have a throttle with two throttles, okay? So I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to add a relation. These are called relations, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and add one so you can see exactly how this is done. So I'm going to go to the relation name and we're going to call it thrust both. In this case, it's neither left or right, it's both, okay? Of course. So let's go ahead and type in thrust. And here now we can see all the aircraft that have the command called thrust. Okay, so, and also we can see, for example, the A10A's thrust. Okay, there's an ID file basically corresponding to the thrust thingy, to the thrust command. So if we go down and we check this aircraft out, it has the same ID and the same description. Okay, so let me go ahead and add this item. Boop. And here down here, we see now that something has popped up. All right. And it's basically all the aircraft that share the throttle as a common command. All right. And we can check it and we can go through it. Almost all of them have it, except of course for things like the K50, in which case I untick what is ticked. Okay. And we also have another example over here. I think here the MI8, the same command for thrust in the MI8 is something called the corrector. So we obviously do not want this. All right. And we untick it as well. We just double check. Everything else is either thrust or thrust both, or throttle common, which is for the easy modes here, but throttle both, and throttle, which is absolutely perfect. Now we can see in the list here, these are not all the aircraft DCS World has in store. Okay, so instead of just thrust, I'm just going to type in throttle. Throttle. So let me go ahead and check. For example, the old World War II aircraft obviously only have one engine. For example, here the FW190, the Focke-Wulf, has a command called throttle, and the ID file is different than the one we selected before, which is the A2004, and here is A3003. So we're just going to go ahead and add this item as well. And basically, this is now my job to go and check that all the aircraft that have a throttle, that I add them. And then I have to check that no other aircraft share throttle with something else, like for example, trim aileron right there, you see? And if that is the case, I just simply remove it from this list right there. And that's good, looking good. And now, for example, I'm thinking about the, this one is another one for the P51. I'm just going to go ahead and add it. So I've added another one. I'm just going to do a quick check that it is really only throttles that are active. And there's one, and that's the only command, and there's another throttle, and that looks good. So one more thing would be to say, okay, the helicopters don't use a throttle, they use the collective. So let's just go ahead and type in collective, and boop, all the choppers pop up. And I'm going to go here and flight control collective for the Ka-50, and I'm going to add the item. And already we can see all the choppers share the same ID as well. So by adding the first one, I've already added all the other choppers, which we can confirm by taking a look over here. And here, this command is shared with the Harrier nozzle angle, which I want to remove, as we have already learned. And just a double check that only the choppers have this command: flight control collective for the Ka-50, flight control collective for the Mi-8, flight control for the Gazelle, and flight control for the Huey. So once this is done, we just finish relation, and there it pops up. And already this program has detected that it is indeed an axis. So in this case, let me just go ahead and click it and move my joystick axis. And there it is. Joystick X is on my throttle. In case you want to delete it, you can click it and press escape, for example, and it will delete. I think also, let me just go ahead and add one more. I think if you hit this and then hit delete, yeah, it will also remove this. And I also think that if you have a binding and you click it again and you want to remove it, you can also wait approximately 10 seconds and it will auto remove itself. There you go. Wonderful. All right, so let's go ahead and just add 2 or 3 more things here. Extend air brake is going to be this one. Boop. And retract is going to be this one. What else do we have? Just for the sake of it, let's go ahead and take, where was it? Air brake flaps extend. Exactly the same. Boop and boop. All right, so we have 4 right there. The gear is already set. And you have here lots of things that you can do. Let me do it differently. Instead of thrust both, let me go ahead up here and designate both of my throttles, because indeed I have 2. So let me take throttle left throttle, and now let me take right throttle. No, there is a tiny problem sometimes. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I had to, squeeze a little bit tighter for it to detect that indeed I was moving the Y part of the throttle. All right. So yeah, now I have both of these axes set: pitch, roll, and rudder, flaps, air brakes, and gear toggle. All right. And I also have saved one more relation. Okay. So you can save the relations. I'm just going to go ahead and save it, and we're going to call it video relations thing. Okay. And there it is. And okay, so let's go ahead and close this. Wait a second, let me do something else first. Let me go ahead and save this profile. Okay, so that was saving the relations, which are these things over here. Okay, and you can always come back and edit them if you wish. This is the one we created before. Okay, you can always add more things or remove things as you wish. And of course, if you're unhappy with the relation itself, you can go ahead and delete it entirely. So, okay, let's go ahead and save this profile. All right. We're going to go here and we're going to save it as profile. It's going to be called profile.profile. How about that? Okay. And then, oh my God, I accidentally closed the program. Oh no. Oh geez, what am I going to do? Oh crap. Oh no, help me, save me. Okay. First 2 steps is always the drop-down menus. Let me maximize this first, and then I can go and load the profile that is called profile, and there it is with everything there. Even the relation is also there. Right? Marvelous. So now let's go and see the magic actually happen. All right? So we have 3 export buttons below. We have clean existing binds and export, which is self-explanatory if you ask me. Clean the existing ones that you have already set up, whichever they may be, and export this. Okay? And then you have the merge with export and keep existing, which is the one for the example that I gave you before. If you went into DCS World and, for example, set up everything what is unique to the car 50 or to the A10C, then you can come back here, set everything that is not unique but shared with all other aircraft, and use this button. And of course, the last one is merge with export and overwrite existing. So if you ask me, that is pretty explanatory and speaks for itself, right? Okay. So, okay, I'm going to, because for the example, I'm going to go ahead and clean existing binds, which there are none, but I'm just going to do it, and export. A message should pop up that it appears to have successfully been exported, and I'm going to click OK. Oh, and by the way, it is absolutely important that you have DCS World closed while tampering with this program, okay? When you are exporting and doing things, DCS World needs to definitely be closed while doing so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are back in the game. Let's go to the control menu and let's go ahead and check out first the axes so we can see them. Oh my God, there they are. Throttle left and right and up, down. I mean, up, left, and rudder is all there. So now let me just go ahead to the Harrier and see that they are indeed also there. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, come on, this is absolutely brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. All credit goes to Holdy 601, who's a brainiac and a genius for doing this. Absolutely marvelous. Let's go ahead and check also the normal commands here. There should be at least a few of them set up, remember? So we have flaps up and down. We should have air brakes up and down. We should have landing gear. There it is. Isn't this wonderful, ladies and gentlemen? This is absolutely magnificent. All right. This program will definitely change, will benefit DCS World, if you ask me. All right. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I think, okay, let me just go ahead and start an instant action mission and show you that indeed that it works. All right. Let's go here and let's go take the takeoff mission. Okie dokie, and here we are with the aircraft ready to go, but I'm not going to take off for the sake of time and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to show you, I'm moving my joystick, and as you can see, left and right, up and down, and let's do a roll, and there you have it, okay? So the axis on the joystick is working. Let me just go ahead and check the air brakes. Wonderful. Let me retract the flaps. Oh, okay, it's the A10, so yeah, this probably will just work in the air. And let's go ahead and check the cockpit. I think we can check that the thing moves. Let me do this a second. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we can press this. It's not working because oh my God, I'm going to take off. I am going to take off. Yes, I know. Okay, so we can see that just by using that program, I am able to accelerate because it worked. Oh, how annoying is this? Okay, so let me see the flaps. Let me get off the ground. Maybe this doesn't work like this. Let me get off the ground. All right, airborne, landing gear up. And something happened with the thingy. No, nothing happened with the thingy. I'm just an idiot and I was pushing the wrong buttons. There you go. You can see the flaps move. Right down there. Boop. Boop. Let's take a look outside. Yep. They move. Marvelous, people. I think with these images, I am able to say thank you so much for watching this video. Why don't you hit the like button, please, if you liked it, and leave a comment in the comment section if you have something to say. And again, thank you so much, Holdy601, for this beautiful gem that I hope is going to serve the DCS community a lot. I hope you guys can find some use in it. And yeah, with these words, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you then.